Battle Through the Heavens, Chapter 150, The Fall of Wolfhead Mercenary Group and Hidden Valley Sanctuary. Soot from the ruined manor settles onto the heavy black ruler, anchoring a stillness that feels like lead. Xiaoyan swallows the iron taste of blood, his knuckles white as he leans into the stone to keep from buckling. Through the grit, the beat of great wings marks the descent of the one person who knows how much this silence cost.
Little fairy doctor stared at the wreckage of the courtyard. It took a long time for her breath to return. Her eyes held a strange light as she looked at the boy leaning against the massive black ruler. She stroked the feathers of her blue eagle and guided the bird down into the ruins. She hopped off the bird and rushed to Xiaoyan. Her eyes darted toward Mushi.
"How is he?"
She asked quietly.
"At least heavily wounded."
Xiaoyan said. He tried to smile, but a violent cough shook his chest. He clamped a hand over his mouth. When he pulled it away, blood stained his palm.
"Are you all right?"
She asked. She reached out to pat his back, her face pale with worry.
"I am fine, just exhausted."
Xiaoyan said. He waved a hand. A gust of wind cleared the thick dust nearby, revealing a pile of rubble. Xiaoyan looked at the body twitching beneath the stones. His dark eyes remained cold. He coughed again and dragged the heavy Xuan ruler across the ground. With a sudden swing, he smashed a heavy rock aside. Mushi lay there, covered in gray ash and looking like a ghost.
"I am sorry."
Xiaoyan said.
"You lost."
She was a broken man. His legs were snapped, and his face was a terrifying shade of white. His breathing came in ragged gasps. He was at the end of his rope.
"You little brat! I underestimated you."
"No," he rasped. His voice was weak, but the hatred in it was thick. Xiaoyan did not answer. He showed no pity for the man's state.
"If I get the chance, I will make you wish you were dead."
She spat. He knew Xiaoyan would not show mercy, so he did not bother begging.
"I do not think you will get that chance."
Xiaoyan said. He leaned down and searched the man's clothes. Finding nothing, he frowned.
"Where is the high-tier movement technique from the stone box?"
Muli shacked a grimace.
"Are you interested? Too bad. If I die, you will never find it."
He lifted his head slightly, a flicker of smugness crossing his face. He thought he finally had a bargaining chip. Xiaoyan nodded slowly. He stood up and brushed the dust from his hands. He stayed silent for a moment, then smiled.
"In that case, just die."
His face turned cold. He raised the heavy Xuan ruler and drove it toward Mushe's chest. Mushe's eyes widened. He had not expected Xiaoyan to give up a high-tier technique so easily.
"Stop. I will tell you where it is. We can forget our grudges."
She screamed as the shadow of death loomed over him. Mar shrieked as the shadow of death loomed over him.
"No need."
Xiaoyan said.
"I would rather lose a technique than be hunted by a snake like you."
He did not hesitate. The heavy ruler slammed into Mushe's chest. A dull thud echoed through the yard. Mushe's eyes bulged as his chest collapsed. He sprayed blood mixed with bits of organs. He stared at Xiaoyan with pure spite until the life finally left his body. Xiaoyan closed his eyes and let out a long breath. He turned back to the girl.
"Let us go. Mushi is dead. The Wolfhead Mercenary Group is finished. Once the leader falls, the rest will scatter like monkeys from a falling tree."
Xiaoyan said. He looked tired. Little fairy doctor nodded. She looked around at the surviving mercenaries. They were white-faced and terrified, already melting away into the shadows. She felt the old grudges fading with Mu Xie's death.
It is time to leave,
she said softly. She helped Xiaoyan onto the back of the blue eagle and climbed up behind him. With a sharp cry, the bird took flight and disappeared into the blue sky. News of Mu Xie's death hit Qingshan town like a physical blow. People were stunned. When they realized the killer was the same boy who had been hunted into the mountains months ago, shock turned into fear. A boy not even 20 years old had wiped out the 3 leaders of the Wolfhead mercenaries. Most people felt a sudden, deep sense of dread. The Wolfhead mercenary group dissolved almost instantly. Without a leader, the once mighty force became a memory. For Xiaoyan, the town was just a starting point. He would remember this place as the site of his first real life-and-death struggle. They did not leave the Magical Beast mountain range immediately. Instead, Little Fairy Doctor led him to a place rich in energy. Xiaoyan recognized it. It was the valley where they had first gathered herbs, but this time they flew directly into its heart from above. As they landed, the thick energy in the air made Xiaoyan gasp. He felt his spirit surge.
How is it?
She asked, with a grin.
This place is cut off from the world by the mist. I only found it because my bird stumbled inside once. It is perfect,
Zhao Yan said. He looked at the rare herbs growing everywhere. The scent was intoxicating.
Can we stay here for a while?
She asked.
I need these herbs for the 7-colored poison manual.
Xiaoyan agreed immediately. A place this good for cultivation was hard to find. He planned to stay until he reached the level of a doshi. He was not worried about being trapped. He had Yao Lao and his purple cloud wings. Little Fairy Doctor smiled and sent her bird to scout the skies. She pointed to a small grass hut in the corner of the valley. I built that a while ago. We can live there.
Living with a beauty in a hut?
Xiaoyan teased.
Life is getting better and better.
Her face flushed red.
Do not think my strength is low enough for you to try anything.
She huffed, shaking a small fist at him.
I would rather not be poisoned by a woman I cannot cure.
He laughed. She rolled her eyes and went to gather herbs. Xiaoyan turned his gaze to his ring.
Master, is this place safe?
The terrain is unique.
Yao Lao's voice echoed in his mind.
Rare herbs do not usually grow like this. The energy is pure. If you train here for a month or 2, you will become a true doshi.
A doshi?
Xiaoyan whispered. He looked at the mist. It has been over half a year since I left home. The 3-year agreement is less than a year away.
Work hard, then!
Yao Lao said.
Your time in these mountains is ending. Your next stop is the Tagore Desert. That place is far more dangerous than this.
Xiaoyan sighed.
Have I not suffered enough?
Training in the desert is brutal, but there are snake women there.
Yao Lao joked.
If you are lucky, you might even get a slave.
Xiaoyan ignored the old man's teasing and started exploring the valley. He would stay here, in the quiet, until he broke through his limits.